I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce. Good morning. Happy Saturday to you all. We are into the round of 32 of March Madness. As far as Friday night, for those of you that follow me on Twitter, you know how my Rockets bet ended. I mean, half my money, I had a bet on -5 and -4, so my -4 bet at least pushed, but I was robbed. I felt like there was a felony committed against me there. So I had a losing.
Was that the 3-point bank shot?
Yeah, on a game that should have been over. They were dribbling the clock out.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I got the Clippers, lost the Magic under. So, yeah, I had a losing NBA night, which was first one, and it feels like a while. Obviously, it hasn't been that long, but if things have been going really well. That being said, I did have a winning college basketball day. I placed 3 college basketball bets, went 2-1, and my biggest by far was I put a full unit on Ole Miss money line at +110. So shout out to the Rebels. Shout out to Billy Idol for just motivating me through that pick. Yeah, we're going to talk about the college basketball games. I do have the NIT and the CIT and the whatever IT.
The whatever IT is the best one I've heard so far.
The college basketball crown starts in a week and a half.
See, I don't know. It used to be just, okay, the NIT, and those were the teams that didn't make the tournament. And now there's so many that, I mean, I barely even followed the NIT. So to ask me to follow, I feel like it's unreasonable to ask me to follow more than that.
I agree. And I love this sport. And
so there is the biggest one coming up. That's a 16-team tournament.
Yeah, of course, Scoop knows, and he probably follows it. Probably has a pick he loves in it. So let's obviously. Oh wait, first this is brought to you by SeatGeek. Today's episode is brought to you by SeatGeek, and I want to give them a shout out here. If you're looking for a spot to get the best deal on tickets to some March Madness action, gotta go with SeatGeek here. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are over 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, and not just sports. They've got concerts on there, festivals. If you need tickets to an event, SeatGeek is the spot. I love SeatGeek. I'm a huge SeatGeek guy. I like how each ticket is rated on a 1 to 10 scale. You got to look for the green dots. The green dots means great deal. Red dots mean not as great of a deal. If you want $20 off tickets from SeatGeek, use the code KIRMS, KIRMS. That's $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek if you use the promo code KIRMS. And it doesn't have to be right now. You can click the link in the description and download the app, and you'll still get the $20 off later if you click this link right now. Promo code KIRMS.
The #1 ticketing app, the best in the business. Why wait? Head on over to SeatGeek, promo code KIRMS.
Thanks, SeatGeek. Huge SeatGeek guy. So let's start talking some college basketball. And yes, the Billy Idol reference. When I posted that bet in the Discord, I tagged everyone with a Billy Idol quote. So yes, that Ole Miss bet was dedicated to Billy Idol. For those
Billy
of you
Idol, that's the guy that does White Wedding.
Yes,
right.
Yes, correct. And he also, one of his hit songs is called "With a Rebel Yell." Rebel Yell is the name of the song. And the Ole Miss, the Mississippi Rebels, that's the name of their team. Toast.
Yeah, because I didn't do anything yesterday. A lot of people are chirping me because I had such a bad day yesterday. Just can't win them all, you know.
Didn't you go 11-1?
Oh yeah, trust me, it doesn't. But don't let the truth get in the way of a good story, of a good chirp. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think Toast was up like 6 units. I think I was up 3. But we suck. That's fine.
Yep.
I saw the one guy I saw the one guy comment like, burnt toast does nothing but burn bread, and
I actually thought that was awesome. That was a good one.
And I went and looked, and I was like, he's 11-1 today. All right, so let's start out with Dayton, Chattanooga. Obviously, the one everyone wants to talk about is the second one. I will guarantee you, Toast doesn't have a pick for this. Toast is almost racist against the NIT. He hates these tournaments. He has no interest in them. He's looking at baseball. So I almost guarantee he doesn't have a pick here.
Yep. Didn't even look at this. I don't even know who these teams played before that. For me, it's just really hard for me to figure out what teams want to be engage and what teams don't. That's all. And especially when you have this era of NIL and people going in and out, it's just, for me, not something that I want to deal with. But I know that Trevor and Scoop actually pay attention to it, so I would listen to them if you have one.
Yeah, I just have problems really mentally. I mean, I just like Dayton here just because of who they played, especially earlier in the season. I know Toast remembers they played I'm trying to think, Marquette, I think UConn, Iowa State. They played all the teams in that one tournament. They were great. I mean, they could score. They just beat Florida Atlantic last round. I think Chattanooga just had a triple overtime. Yeah, I mean, Dayton's just flying right now. Get it? Yeah, I mean, I know Chattanooga's offense can keep up, but I like Dayton in this game. Scoring is not the problem, and Chattanooga, in their conference, they were giving up a bunch of points per game too. So I would take Dayton here, but I mean, it's the NIT, like Toast said. So yeah, exactly.
All right, who cares? Let's go to the next game. But the poll's on Dayton too, but I think most people just click to get the poll out so we can move on to McNeese plus 6.5, Purdue minus 6.5. All right, so we were talking about this game this morning in the group, in the Discord, and it's very clear McNeese might be the sluttiest pick I've ever seen. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of chirping on Twitter about the lack of underdogs, the lack of upset. I saw a tweet calling it March blandness. That's actually kind of funny. Where's the heck's my Purdue graphic, dude?
Yeah, that actually is a pretty good one, actually.
It just shows you shouldn't be picking Purdue.
There we go. McNeese might be the sluttiest pick I've ever seen. And what I mean by that is, so we're all craving, what do we love about March Madness? We love the Cinderellas, right? We love the big upsets. But this year, all the favorites are winning. Those underdogs are getting smoked, and there are no Cinderellas. So what do I mean by all this? I mean, here we are. There's very few Cinderellas left. It's like McNeese is the only slut left at the party, and everyone is targeting McNeese. It's the sluttiest pick I've ever seen. We are polling at 55% McNeese right now. This is the sluttiest pick I've ever seen in my life. McNeese should be catching 9.5, 10 here. Purdue is the play comfortably. What does Toast say in the tournament? Guard play, guard play, guard play. Braden Smith, best player on the court in this game. TKR, second best player on the court in this game. Purdue's the pick. Go ahead. Everyone flood on over to McNeese. Take the sluttiest pick I've ever seen. Toast?
McNeese plus 6.5. McNeese on the money line plus 210.
Exactly. Toast loves it.
Yeah. Gonna keep on riding the hot hand. There's no question about that. Cannot argue with the guard play argument. No questions. I can't really do that. But I do think that McNeese is kind of playing very, very free with, and we talked about Will Wade taking that other job and whatnot. All these guys knew, they're all kind of trying out. And again, same thing goes. These guys are one of the most experienced teams in the country. They've already played on this floor. They're playing with confidence. And again, I don't think Purdue, I think that Purdue's a good basketball team, and maybe they do win this game, but I don't feel comfortable laying multiple possessions with Purdue right now. I get that they just excuse me. I know that they looked good against High Point, but High Point and McNeese are completely different in my estimation. I think McNeese is a much better basketball team. So, again, is the guard play for Purdue much, much better? No question. But at the same time, McNeese is one of those teams that doesn't turn the basketball over, that can hit their three balls just as much. I mean, the only thing that worries me is if this game were to get on the free throw line, and Purdue would have a pretty decent advantage over there. But again, I don't really worry about that. I really like what McNeese State is really doing right now, and I don't really trust Purdue to lay multiple possessions, especially on a neutral like this. So, yeah, I took the points and I sprinkled the money line just a little bit, but more or less the points plus 6.5.
Someone asked if McNeese has an OnlyFans. Someone else says, I like my women like I like my picks. McNeese.
I'm sure their manager is going to have an OnlyFans here soon. Gotta get that money when this runs out.
Scoop, do the right thing here.
Yeah, I'm on McNeese. Let's keep the ride going. They're going to beat High Point here. It's what I have in my bracket, so that's probably the matchup here. No, I'm still fading Purdue. I don't really like Purdue's team. McNeese is a better team than High Point. I think they're going to go all out here. Obviously, the coach is gone after this tournament. Probably most of the kids, too. This is going to be probably their last ride. They're not going to be here next year. Maybe some of them will follow them to NC State, some of the juniors, but I think some of them can play over there. NC State was garbage. But, yeah, I know everyone's on McNeese. I don't care. I don't think Purdue's anywhere near a complete team. Kyle's pleased for the most complete team in the tournament. I don't see it. Got to give love to Amir Khan, the manager of McNeese, really keeping his team close. No, but I really do like the matchup here. And McNeese looks amazing during that Clemson game. It was closer than it should have been. McNeese took off their foot off the gas and held the ball on offense, which is something they just don't do. McNeese forces turnovers. They force the perimeter. I don't think Purdue's going to have great open shots here. Not like High Point. High Point might have had a better offense, but McNeese's defense is extremely better than High Point. It's going to be a different kind of game than Purdue saw that first one. Still, McNeese is going to attack the interior on offense. Same thing they did to Clemson. Kyle, I don't know if you know, there's no Edey here in this one.
What is he hurt? Is he hurt?
I think he's out. Personal reasons. I don't see a reason to back Purdue. McNeese, like I said, took it to Alabama and Mississippi State this season. I think they can compete all games, so I'm going to take McNeese, and I will also sprinkle some money on the money line as well.
All right. I just want everyone to remember me saying this is a slutty pick. This is a bad decision, but all right. You guys, you're grown men. You can make your own choices, and you've made yours. So let's go on to the next one.
What when you just said?
Do you guys not want to talk about this one? Presbyterian, Illinois State.
I'm all in on Presbyterian. I'm just kidding. Kidding.
Let's move on. Let's move on. They do play today.
Presbyterian's like 14 and 18, so.
All right, let's move on to Bradley George Mason.
And they're coming off a loss.
I guarantee you Trevor would have been down to talk about that game.
I know.
All right, Bradley George Mason. Go ahead, Scoop. I'm taking a quick piss. I was rushing to get this show ready, so I was up to the last second.
The only problem with this one is George Mason's playing in their home gym. It's really where the NIT is right now. And they're on a 16-game home streak there. So either way, I'm going to take Bradley. Bradley was the number one in three-point percentage all season. They've been playing really well. They won 6 of the last 7. They were 8-3 away from home this year too. I don't know. It's just a good bounce back game for Bradley. They barely got past North Alabama. There's no reason I'm taking George Mason here. I love George Mason. They should have actually probably maybe beat VCU in that A10 tournament, but I love Bradley. I think they hit like 70 points the last 6 or 7 games too. So I would go on Bradley. Go NIT. What a tournament.
Yeah, I don't understand why George Mason's 6.5 point favorites. That just feels like a lot to me. I mean, I mean,
they're
home,
but
yeah, I was gonna say obviously they're home and better, but that just seems like a lot just for. And again, I haven't capped this game, everybody. So don't take everything that I say with a grain of salt. But I mean, Bradley has played pretty damn well to end the year, unless I remember. The only thing, what they lose to Drake in the conference tournament, and then when's the last time they had lost previous to that? Obviously, being on the road is a completely different situation. But yeah, I don't. Yeah,
what'd you guys pick?
I think Bradley would be the bet.
Bradley would be
if we were making
the way. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Who'd you take, Sauce, on this one? This is a good one for you to cap.
You know what? I had it right at 6.5 in my model.
Yeah,
so
figured.
Fair. Let's move on to the next one. All right.
If you guys want me to take my hat off in the comments, you can super chat.
Yeah, I don't know why. Where did Toast is bald come from? He's not bald.
Toast isn't bald.
He's not bald.
He's ugly.
Take a $100 super chat, and I'll take my hat off.
I don't really understand where that came from. It's a funny lore. Toast is secretly bald. It's funny.
If I was bald, I wouldn't be wearing a hat every day.
Why not? I don't understand what you just said there.
Because I just don't like doing my hair. That's the only reason I wear a hat.
He doesn't like doing it.
Yeah.
All right.
Every time I wake up and I see somebody like
chew it and do it. This is brought to you by Blue Chew.
Havoc says, "Let's see your model, Kyle. We want proof." Nah, I don't share my college basketball model.
He doesn't share NIT models. Only the
proprietary.
NCAA ones.
The NIT models I keep behind serious firewalls.
I'm just saying, if you're spending 15 minutes a day doing your hair, you need to figure life out. That's all I gotta say.
Anyway, we got Arkansas versus St. John's. Today is March 22nd. This day will forever be known as the Great American Hog Slaughter. It's gonna be a dark day in American history. How many hogs are put to death here? I mean, as I said before, the sharps, or the fake sharps, let's call them. People like Toast, people like Trevor, people like Scoop. Actually, no, Scoop's not guilty of this. About midway through the year was like, oh, the start of the year was a fluke for St. John's, and they kept winning. Then we got into the Big East tournament. We're like, St. John's doesn't care about the Big East tournament. They're going to lose here. They don't even care about this. Now we're into the tournament, then it's like, oh, well, the Big East tournament was their ceiling. It just excuse after excuse. Refusal to accept that the Johnnies are a wagon. All hogs go to heaven today in this one. Scoop, are you with me?
I don't have a side. I went with the under here. Opened at 140. It's up to 140.
That's probably a good pick. That's probably a better bet than mine, to be honest.
There's a good chance I'll take Arkansas first half, though. You see how St. John starts all these games extremely slow. I think you can still get first half at 3.5. I like that it's over a possession, but overall, with St. John's as a slow start and their defense, I see this as being under. Arkansas hasn't really been sharpshooters all year. They didn't even have a top 70 offense. St. John's was barely in the top 70 offensively. This is going to be the first place defense in the Johnnies against the top 20 defense in Arkansas. St. John's does start off slow, and they play tough. They're great on the glass. They wear you down on both sides of the ball, not just defensively. Offensive boards should go the way of the Johnnies. But if you watch their games, they don't really put it up quickly. They reset after getting their boards. They just run the clock out again. They draw out the clock. And let's be real, this Calipari versus Patino matchup, the rivalry's there. It's going to be physical on both sides. At the rim, Arkansas actually is one of the best big interior presence. They're top 5 in blocks. They don't always allow easy looks down low. And with St. John's three-point shot, they have a 329th in three-point success rate. They're shooting at like 30%. So I don't think this is going to be a high-scoring game at all. I think this is going to be a tough grind-them-out game. I really see this as being low-scoring on both sides of the ball.
Toast? By the way, someone's in the comments saying he only comes here to fade Toast. I guess unaware that you went 11-1 yesterday.
Good luck with that, buddy. Hope you're glad to come and see you're back for some more.
Go ahead.
I would actually probably lean St. John's in this one.
Good pick.
I did not bet this. This is like one of the only games I did not bet today. I agree with Scoop on the under as well. I just don't know what to think with Arkansas. I think that I can just go out and say it. I was probably wrong about the whole Kansas being a little bit dangerous in this tournament.
You were
clearly.
wrong. Not probably. You were wrong.
Maybe, but I thought they could have won that game if the refs would have just paid attention. But it's all good. That's a joke. Jesus, we all know how that works around here. But yeah, I just Arkansas is just not one of those teams, and especially Arkansas not being able to rebound that well. I know defensively they're all right, but yeah, I'm just not really seeing it with Arkansas. I don't know. I kind of hope that they win, just to kill this whole St. John's thing, but I'm just not seeing it right now.
What's up?
So someone goes, Toast, you were wrong, bald boy.
It's pretty good.
All right.
Also, the guy asking for Toast bets, he literally went 11-1. It's on Kyle's website.
It's posted
Just
publicly.
Go on his website. I don't understand.
All right.
You could also just go watch the video yesterday, and I don't know if I got a side wrong on the
Yeah.
video. Maybe one.
Also, all of these picks don't mean we're betting them. Stop.
Oh yeah, I've said that very
Please.
I just
No,
said
they
I
don't
wasn't
understand.
betting that.
All right. Hogs go to die. Interesting matchup
Hogs,
here.
Hogs, St. John's all the way. Go Rutgers.
Michigan plus 2.5. TAMU minus 2.5. So, all right, here are my thoughts. Let me get the poll up. Under 141.5. Poll is up. Cast your vote. Someone goes, leave the bald guy alone.
Yeah, you bald freak.
I gotta stop looking at the comments, man. They're funny
Bald
this morning.
freak.
All right. So Michigan, Texas A&M. Michigan reminds me of North Carolina. All you freaks like them. What did I say yesterday? It's going to come to an end. North Carolina's not a good team. They've captured the love of the people. Same goes for Michigan. People seem to like this Michigan team. They're not any good. That's the problem. They're not good, which is why Texas A&M has to be the pick here. Michigan turns the ball over 20 times.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Well, let's 16 times. How about that? Scoop, you're with me, right?
Yeah, I'm on you guys. I don't know about the hairless cat over there, but I'm definitely I'm on Texas A&M. Michigan squeaked by UC San Diego, covered the spread. Thank you, but no. What was that stat? I think 2 for 11 last Big Ten chance to lose before the Sweet 16. I'm gonna ride that streak. A&M, most dominant offensive rebounding team in the nation. Still don't like Michigan's turnover problem. Like you said, they're inconsistent from three, and most importantly, they're a very poor rebounding teim. And they really play an aggressive style on defense, force turnovers. I really hate this matchup for Michigan. This is a team Texas A&M should really take advantage of. And I think they win by double digits, personally. 42% offensive rebounding is an absurd stat for an A&M. Even with Michigan's bigs, I don't think it's going to matter that much. Michigan is soft as baby shit. They can't win the rebounding battle in the Big Ten. They won't here. This whole team is seniors. Like I said Thursday, they're experienced. They have a way better bench than Michigan. A&M has to get on the inside. They're not a perimeter team. 2 7-footers don't intimidate me into laying off A&M. I think Michigan is getting a bit too much love here lately. They had a nice run in that Big Ten tournament, obviously. But I don't see this as like an NC State type of run from last year. Team's not tough, in my opinion. Should be an easier game for A&M, but it's hard. I'm not going to lie. It's really hard for me to judge Michigan. I think the win 2 days ago I had on Michigan by the hook was like the first Michigan bet I won in the last 7. But I do really like this A&M matchup. I think it's an easy win for them.
Scoop, I'm proud of you, man. You started off. You took the slutty pick of McNeese. Since then, you've been firing smoke out here. I've liked every one of your picks. I thought your reasoning was sound as well. I like it. Aggies up. It sounds like Toast is about to take Michigan, but I know Toast doesn't think Michigan's very good. But you know what? I also don't think he thinks Texas A&M is very good either. Toast?
Michigan up. I, again, did not bet this one. Kind of concerns me that it's up to 3.5 now in some books. I think that's kind of clear where the books indication of where the books think this game is going to go. But not really a lover of Buzz Williams. I know that he's a decent coach and whatnot, but he has really had no success in this tournament. I think he's made a Sweet 16, maybe twice. Maybe he went with Marquette. He probably went with Marquette. But besides that, I mean, he really hasn't done anything since his Virginia Tech days. And the 3 times that he's been in this tournament with Texas A&M, he's only went to the second round once. I mentioned that because Michigan's coached by Dusty May. We all know that he went to a Final Four a couple years ago with Florida Atlantic, and now this is his first real big job. But I know that you mentioned the reason that I said, oh, really, as far as Michigan goes in the turnover factors, that's something. The reason that they're winning is because they're not turning the ball over anymore. I don't know if that last year against a Texas A&M defense that's clearly better than everything that they have seen over the last couple weeks. I don't think anybody would really argue that. But it's not like significantly better. And that's kind of where I land on this one. Again, I'm not trying to make a case that all these teams are better defensively or better rebounding. But I mean, as far as defensive efficiency or just playing defense, I mean, Texas A&M is a top 10 defense, but UC San Diego's 31, Wisconsin 24, Maryland 6, Michigan State 5. Again, Nebraska 43. I mean, it's not like, my point to all that is that the step up in competition as far as the defensive side, I don't really think is that much. And I do think that having 2 7-footers down there with Wolf and Golden, regardless if Wolf plays the point or handles the ball, I think that does stifle the Texas A&M ability to rebound in this game. So on top of that, we have another game where Michigan is in a game where it's essentially a possession. I know it's 3.5 now, but essentially a possession basketball game. And whatever you want to say about if they're lucky or they just know how to win close games, Michigan is extremely comfortable in games like this. So a Michigan team that's not only extremely comfortable in games like this, but they're also pretty decent at their free throw line. And Texas A&M couldn't shoot a free throw to save their life. So Michigan for me, the only reason I haven't betted is because I don't really know anybody else in the world on Texas A&M. So it's just really hard for me to go out on a limb there. But I do, in my heart of hearts, think Michigan is the side.
Some of the comments are hilarious today. Someone said, never mind. But anyway, Wags, Wags is in the comments, and I kind of like what Wags said here. He said, "I'm not a fan of the spread. I'm laying the juice with Texas A&M. I think I might do that with you, Wags. Texas A&M money line. I like that. I'm going to do it." Let's move on to the next one. Drake, Texas A&M. We get to the second sluttiest pick of the day. Texas Tech, not Texas A&M. I'm sorry.
Damn, it's down to 7 now. Rest in peace, Drake.
I think it's 6.5. Oh no, I see 7s. There are a couple 6.5, but for the most part it's 7 though. Scoop, would you like to bat lead off in this one?
Yeah, I'm going to be on Drake. Team's great. Drake, best scoring defense in the tournament left. If Texas Tech is going to launch 55 3-point shots a game like last time or whatever it was, especially from Walton and Hawkins, they're not going to have a good day. I'm not even sure what the game plan was in that game. They kind of ignored Toppin and getting him the ball. Still, Drake shut down a great shooting Missouri team. It was awful on the free throw line. They only hit 5 threes or 4. And it had to rely on a great defense and overall style to push through that game. Drake, slowest team in the nation. I think pace is going to be hard for Tech to adapt to. Tech is still going to have a good day from the floor, I feel, but they really hasn't shown me anything to take them right now. Drake's free throw percentage does have me a little concerned, but I do feel like this is going to be the kind of carbon copy game from the Missouri game, just a slower game. Missouri and Tech both love to shoot the 3 ball. I'm just banking on Drake to play the same defense they did already this tournament and the way they did all year. Gonna roll with the hot team. Tech's been off this year. Like the same kind of game here for Drake, so I took Drake to move on personally.
I will say, as far as the 2 slutty picks go, McNeese and Drake, I'm closer to taking Drake. I like Purdue. I don't know if I necessarily like Texas Tech here. I think Purdue is built to win. I like Braden Smith. I like TKR, as I've said before. I like the way they play. I think they're built to win. I really don't like Texas Tech. So I guess I would be inclined to lean towards Drake, but I don't know anything about Drake, to be honest. I don't think I've watched a single Drake game all year. So I don't know. Toast, talk me into something.
I played Drake at 9.5. So
whoa,
I did too, actually.
Yeah,
I think we have the same bet.
So that's why I said rest in peace to Drake when I saw the 6.5s on the screen, because usually in this sport CLV is not a good thing. But like Scoop said, Drake's gonna slow this game down, and that kind of negates everything as far as like them not being an experienced team, not having a big bench. Not that Texas Tech has a big bench either, but I do think that I've been saying this for a while. I'm just really not a fan of Grant McCasland. I think that they played well in the Big 12. But at the same time, we saw them against UNC Wilmington. I mean, they won that game by 10 or whatever. But at the same time, I mean, if they didn't have just some miracle last 10 minutes of that basketball game, they could have lost that game. So I'm not trying to make a case that Drake absolutely slaughtered Missouri or anything like that. But at the same time, I mean, once halftime came, I don't think there was any part in that game that I was really worried that Drake wasn't going to win as a 6.5 point underdog. So I don't think that Texas Tech is completely healthy. I think that's part of the issue. Scoop mentioned about not knowing the game plan with Toppin and stuff. I think part of that is they're not completely healthy. And I also think that there's this guy on Drake called Bennett Sturts that just might have the sauce with him right now, who's just playing out of his mind right now, shooting almost 40% from deep on the year. If he's going, I trust the Drake offense enough. The only thing that bothered me with Drake, Scoop mentioned the free throws. I don't really like the turnovers, but again, like I mentioned before, the fact that they play so slow, they don't have a whole bunch of live ball, like getting the ball stolen. It's like bad passes or shot clock violations and stuff like that. So I don't really put too much emphasis on the Drake turnovers as much as I do some other teams that play at a much faster pace. So I think Drake slows this game down. I thought 9.5 was absolutely crazy. 7.5 makes a lot more sense. I would still play Drake at 7.5 personally.
So, I mean, the fact that it's dropped 3 points, maybe I can get a 6.5 on FanDuel. Maybe I'll play the tail end of the line and take Texas A&M.
I don't hate that at all.
I'll put Texas Tech up, but I'm definitely not betting this one. All right, let's move on to the next game, which is Creighton. This is where you take the dog. Creighton's winning this game. Duh. That big dude on Creighton is so unstoppable.
Which one? That Kalkbrenner?
The big white guy. The big white guy. You know who I'm talking about. The big white guy.
Kalkbrenner.
What is his actual name?
Kalkbrenner.
I'm telling you right. Kalkbrenner.
All right. Yeah.
Kalking.
This is my favorite one right here. Creighton plus 9.5. This dude's unstoppable. We all know Auburn. I mean, I feel like everyone's going to be taking Creighton here.
Oh, they are. It's the number one bet on the day.
Good. Don't care.
Really? I see a lot of Twitter sharps that I know on the other side, so that makes me
Toast
interesting.
loves Twitter sharps, dude.
Dude, that's all I get in my DMs is this, and that, and I can't even do it.
That's all you get in your DMs?
Pretty much.
No,
what
that's not true.
What do you think of this side?
That's
I saw
not
that
true.
this person's over here. Like I give a shit.
Toast has a lot of tokens on Chatterbait.
So I like Creighton. Big guys unstoppable. Auburn played their best basketball in February. Creighton up. Blue Jays. Scoop, are you with me?
Scoop, I just want to say really quickly
Yes.
that you need to send my wife a message because I had to search what Chatterbait was, and then she saw that search.
See, maybe you shouldn't be looking up bad things at home.
I'm just saying, like, she's like, why would you even look
Naughty
that up?
boy.
Scoop, he made me.
Yeah, so this was a tough game for me. Auburn's not Auburn right now. I mean, you have to think they click somewhere, but momentum's not there. Didn't look good at all in that first half of the Alabama State game. It's another super heavy public side. I'm still going to take Creighton. Thing is, if Auburn can play the way they played all season, they have every right to kill Creighton, but Auburn hasn't been. Auburn shot 45% against Alabama State, couldn't hit a free throw to save their lives, and also they had a rough day holding onto the ball. I said before the game, Auburn was the most vulnerable. They were probably the most vulnerable as a 1 seeds. I still think they are here. I said I wasn't sure if they were just cruising the end of the season, but it's not pretty basketball. I know Bruce Pearl is playing that reverse voodoo shit, saying he's scared of Creighton and Creighton should beat him. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying the motivation from Bruce. I think Creighton's just a better rebounding team, and right now they're playing a lot better inside, has a size, and Auburn fouls a lot right now. And Creighton doesn't send teams to the line. It doesn't really matter anyway. Auburn's shooting like shit. So Auburn has a way better team. It's just not showing me enough to win by double digits, basically. They have the ability to do so. They've shown it all season, but late they haven't. So I'm going to take Creighton. I hope the defense can stay with this one. May grab the under 2. I feel like it's an under spot. But I did take Creighton at the 9.5.
The way back in the day when I was in the halfway house, I had like 8 roommates, and one of them asked another one to borrow $100, and he lent them the money, and like 3 days later he left his laptop out on the living room table, and his email was up, and he had all these Chatterbait things. So he asked one of our roommates to borrow money for a Chatterbait subscription. That just reminded me of that. We made fun of him for that for like 2 straight years. Toast, are we
out here? Jesus Christ.
Are we sweeping Creighton?
Yes.
Also, I'm on Chatterbait. I don't use my real name, so you gotta really search in the archives to find me. You'll see me there.
The fact I can't.
I got web shows at 9 p.m. on Fridays. So last night
I can't.
So Scoop is what we refer to as a frequent flyer on the Chatterbait platform.
Yeah. I'm a cam girl, basically.
Are we sweeping Creighton?
Yes, we are sweeping Creighton. Plus 9.5. I also played Creighton on the money line at plus 360 as well. Couple things for me that I think really matter a lot. One thing that I think that gets overlooked with Auburn, obviously they're very good and very talented, but they're also one of the biggest teams and most experienced teams in the country. They don't have any of those advantages here today. Kyle talked about Kalkbrenner, but they also have a guy, Jemiah Neal, who's starting to find himself and who's been playing out of his mind the last couple of weeks. Again, the Louisville game was really impressive, but I think that he really started to find himself in the UConn game, and it's kind of translated since then. I know that he wasn't really spectacular against St. John's, but they play a different type of style. I also think that Creighton almost everybody's a senior besides Green. Everybody, Green and McAndrew, Kalkbrenner a senior, McNeil a senior, Neal a senior, Ashworth a senior. I mean, they're one of the more experienced teams in the country, and I trust them against a team like Auburn that has, again, a lot of talent, but a lot of head cases as well. I mean, Chad Baker-Mazar could get kicked out at any point. Also, not to mention that Auburn hasn't been like 100% healthy either. I know that Jemiah Broome is playing and all that good stuff, but at the same time, I mean, they beat Alabama State. They didn't even cover against Alabama State, and prior to that, they lost 3 of their last 4. Obviously, that's in the SEC. But at the same time, I don't really think that Creighton is that much worse than a team like Texas A&M. I mean, that's just kind of like my personal opinion. But I think Creighton defensively has shown that you don't have to worry about them. They don't force a whole bunch of turnovers. That's like the only thing that I worry about. But at the same time, I think that the Creighton offensively is playing out of their mind right now. And the best thing that I love about Creighton is that not only do they not have to rely on the 3-point shot, they can hit a lot of mid-range shots as well. So I really like Creighton in this matchup. I know that everybody loves Auburn, and they've been really, really good this year, but I don't think they're 100% healthy, and I really don't know if I trust Bruce Pearl yet in these big spots. So he's had a real tendency to fall flat on his face over and over and over again, going all the way back to Tennessee. So Creighton up for me.
Well, obviously, I'm on the same thing, and I'll be betting this. I do have to push back a little bit on one thing you said. You said, I know everyone loves Auburn. That is not what the poll shows or what the comments show.
I meant in general, like coming into the game.
In this matchup, everybody loves Creighton. This is looking like a super public dog. According to, I mean, we do have 293 votes, so it's a decent amount of people voting.
It's true.
Let's move on. We got 3 games left. And then we'll do because we have plenty of time, we'll each give our top pick at the end or something like that. We'll do something cool like that. Something cool like that's so cool. BYU was like our top pick.
Probably the coolest thing I've ever
so
heard.
Sweet. BYU, Wisconsin. Suspiciously short line here, Toast. Wouldn't you say?
Well, yeah. Well, it's not very suspicious when you know Wisconsin sucks.
Oh, man. Music to my ears. Toast just understands college basketball on a deep level with a comment like that. He gets it. I couldn't have said it better myself. This Wisconsin team is not good. They fooled people all year into thinking they're good. We know they're not. It's a fraudulent program, the fan base, the state, the state's population itself. Yeah, I'm on the Cougs. I would never abandon the Cougs after what they did for me. All these fake sharps on VCU. I stood strong. I stood against the resistance. I stood 2 feet on the ground with these Cougs. I'm not abandoning them. It's time. We finally get to see this Badger team put to rest. I've had enough. It's time. Toast, you with me?
100% with you. Last time, well, not last time, 2 times ago, when we talked about two games ago, when we talked about this Wisconsin team, I said something that the whole panel went up in arms and, oh my God, how could you say that? Talking about John Tanji. I told you that he wouldn't be good in that game because he lived off the free throw line. And usually when that happens, teams adjust. What happened in the Big Ten tournament? He did absolutely nothing in the Big Ten championship game, 9 points, 1 of 9 from the field, 0 for 5 from deep. He did hit his free throw, so he got some points. the same type of situation here. Again, I don't really worry about John Tonji and how good he has been through the year, all that stuff. He really didn't do much in the first round of the tournament. He went to the line 9 times. That was it. Besides that, he really hasn't done much. Blackwell, another guy that's been pretty much decent for them. He's been on fire, but I don't really know if he's going to be on fire against a team in BYU that matches up a lot better than Wisconsin. A lot better against Wisconsin. They're a lot bigger than Wisconsin. They're pretty much in the same ranges as far as experience goes. A little bit of an edge to Wisconsin, but I mean BYU plays 6, 7, 8 guys. I mean, they're one of the deeper teams in the country. So I do think that having the size and bench to combat Wisconsin is a huge advantage for BYU. They also know that one thing that we know about BYU is that they can shoot the lights out of the basketball, and I don't really have to worry about them being on a neutral or anything like that because they've already played on this court. Obviously, Wisconsin's played on this court too, but again, Wisconsin doesn't turn the basketball over, which is a really positive for them. But at the same time, they also don't force a lot of turnovers on the defensive end either. So any argument that you would make as far as what BYU has a turnover problem, I don't really think you have to worry about that with Wisconsin because, like I've mentioned in the West and that Michigan game as well, Wisconsin does not force turnovers defensively. And if you're not going to be able to force turnovers defensively against BYU, I think that's going to give them a lot of more looks, which is probably going to end up being 3 balls. And if they go down, I have a whole bunch of points in my pocket. Well, not a whole bunch of points, but I have a plus 100 point ticket in my pocket. So I feel like this short line is kind of asking you to bet Wisconsin, who's been like clearly the better team all year. But I'm really not buying it here. I think that BYU matches up extremely well against them. And unless they're just completely ice cold from 3 in a place that they've already played and a place that they shot well against VCU, I have a hard time believing they lose this game or at least not cover, but we'll see what happens.
We're actually polling on BYU, which is surprising. Not overwhelmingly. It's 49%, 43% BYU. So a lot of people like the Cougs. Scoop, are you cooging?
No, I got the Wisconsin money line when it was a pick'em on Thursday.
Sharp. Okay,
Same.
sharp.
It's called CLV, sir. I just don't like BYU's defense. I know they're rolling lately. Wisconsin has a way better turnover margin than BYU. The exciting whites just don't hold on to the ball. They're outside the top 200 in turnover rate, and Wisconsin's defense is just so much better than BYU. Wisconsin also leads the country in free throw percentage, 82%, while BYU is 245th, down to 70%, which could be crucial in a close spread like this, Toast. I'm surprised. Come on, you're the free throw master. Listen, matter. BYU struggles to defend a 3. They're 242nd in 3-point percentage, 34%. And as much as Toast will talk shit, Tanjay is still a monster, regardless of his free throw line stats. He took 5 shots. What do you want to do? He'll have a better game here. It was really part of the game. Get to the line a bunch. So
how many shots of those did he make?
He's 3 for 5. What do you want? He's like 60%. He's the Karl Anthony Towns of college basketball, basically. He'll get to the line.
Whoa, unnecessary. Oh,
no, I'm saying he'll draw fouls.
I thought you meant it in a negative way.
Oh my God!
I'm talking shit about Cat. I'm a Knicks fan. Wisconsin. I think they'll rival BYU on the offensive end, but the defense is where Wisconsin's going to step up. I am on fraud constant here. I don't think Wisconsin's the greatest team either, but I think BYU is a bunch of frauds. So get out of here with this shit.
Notice like you're voting John Tonji National Player of the Year.
Notice Trevor didn't even show up. Not in the comments anywhere. He knows. It's because he knows.
It's day 3 of the bender. Let's just give him a credit here. It's probably
I'm not giving him credit. Let's go to the next one. We got 2 games left.
I don't even know how he wakes up after 2 days like that.
I don't know how he wakes up after 1 day like that.
No, I agree with that too. I'm just saying. He's just play on the board, guys. Look at this.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
Short favorite.
Hold on.
Favorite.
Gonzaga.
Let's Gonzaga.
Mm-hmm. They were on cruise control to an easy win against Georgia. I hate that I kind of like the Zogs here. I hate that I kind of like the Zogs. I'm hoping that what Toast is about to say is going to piss me off so much that it pushes me back over to the Houston side. Happens a lot. Scoop, why don't you go first? Are you liking the Zogs?
This is a short line, like Toast said. Suspicious. Be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
It's aggressive.
Huh?
It's aggressive.
It's suspicious. I'm gonna take Houston. Get this Ed Cooley ass out of here and toast with his bald ass head. These Zags, I mean, listen, they had their nice win. It's time for Houston to shine. Last 9 years, the Zags made it to the Sweet 16. That streak's going to end. I don't see Gonzaga's offense doing enough here against Houston's defense. And more importantly, I don't see Gonzaga's defense doing enough for Houston's offense. I know what Toast is going to say. Gonzaga locks in from deep. Yeah, they have the ability to do so. They have the size. The size is there for them as well. But the Zags are weak. Rohan is weak. First time all season, Gonzaga's an underdog all year. That's how pathetic this conference is. Like, there's overrated ass Gonzaga.
Yeah, because Gonzaga didn't play like the best non-conference schedule in the country.
Oh, okay, because you played Portland. Oh,
No,
man.
no.
Did we go through it? We can do this. I love playing.
Hold on.
Houston,
I love playing this game.
No, you can get your turn. Wait a second. Houston gonna find their looks from deep. Not trusting in Gonzaga's defense. Houston has a complete team. Juwan Roberts came back from injury, barely had to play. Keep him fresh for this game. Uzan, Cryer, Sharp, all should be able to put up points here. Like I said earlier, Houston isn't only about defense. This team's a top 15 in terms of offensive efficiency. It'll be the toughest defense that Gonzaga has played by far since Kentucky and the UConn games back in December, which they lost both, by the way. I think Houston's going to control the pace. St. Mary's did it to them all 3 times against the Zags. All 3 times Gonzaga couldn't deal with the pace. The only reason they didn't win in that championship game is because their defense is absolutely terrible. I mean, the only reason St. Mary's didn't win in the championship game is because their offense is absolutely terrible. It's a lot of points. I'm still grabbing Houston. Houston by 10 plus. Gonzaga sucks.
Before Toast goes, something you said was very unfair. Yes,
We'll get to all 3.
Well, I mean, 2 of them maybe you're making up, but one of them definitely. The WCC is a weak conference for sure, but Gonzaga did play a serious non-conference schedule.
Yeah,
I think
great in them.
Toast is
Baylor,
all right.
congrats.
Go ahead, cook them, Toast. I'll let you go.
Okay, let's just start with the last part of bullshit you said. Like, Gonzaga hasn't seen a good defense since December. In December,
I said offense first of all. First offense since September.
Is Houston a good offense?
Yes, it's a great offense.
Okay. I thought you said defense, so maybe I was wrong there. So maybe
now you're down to 2 things you can fuck me on.
Now I was gonna say I'm down to 2. You're right. The schedule thing is absolutely blasphemy, but it is what it is. I just don't understand. I mean, Houston's a very good team. I'm not trying to make a case that they're not, but I do think that Gonzaga can match up well with them. The only thing that you can really say is that Houston has bigs that should be able to punish guys like Ike, Huff, and Ben Gregg, because all 3 of those guys, for as big as they are soft. I mean, I'm not going to lie. They're just Graham Ike is kind of like a head case. He can look really good at times, but he can also look like he's super disengaged, and he has an issue with fouls, and that could be an issue here today. But in all honesty, we have a Gonzaga team that, again, I think that is starting to play out of their mind a little bit. And we saw that here against Georgia. I don't think that we're going to replicate shooting 60% from deep. Against Houston. That's just like not a feasible thing for me. But I do think that they're going to take their looks. I mean, Gonzaga hasn't seen the guys like Houston that can deal with them inside, but Houston also hasn't seen a guy like Ryan Nembhard that's really trying to facilitate. I just don't know what to expect from Houston as far as offensively when you have a team that's so reliant on the 3 ball, because if they're not hitting the 3 ball, I do think, regardless of how the fouls come, I do think that Ike, Huff, and Gregg can all kind of match up well inside with Houston. And then you also, Gonzaga has other couple guys with like Danger, who's 6'3", who's absolutely terrible, but he also can be in there for fouls. So if they have to bring the 7-footer freshman in here, they can do that as well. And as far as Gonzaga can catch and shoot, and that's kind of where we're at. Like, I think that it's the question is you have to ask yourself is, can guys like Khalif Battle and Nolan Hickman continue to shoot their hot shooting from 3? I think that they can. If this game was on a different court than they played it before, and maybe a little bit of a different story, but I think that Gonzaga's found themselves a little bit. I think that this line is kind of short for a reason. So yeah, I played Gonzaga plus 5.5. I played Gonzaga on the money line as well. So I will give you that Houston has been extremely extremely good. There's no question about that. But at the same time, I would argue that a lot of the teams that Houston has played, Gonzaga matches up very well against them. BYU, I think Gonzaga matches up well. Baylor, Colorado, Kansas, Cincinnati, Arizona State, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, Colorado. I think Gonzaga whoops their ass too. So, again, is the Big 12 better? No question. But I think this is a Zag spot. There's no question about it for me.
I don't know how good the Big 12 is, man.
It's better than the WCC.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
That's the point that I was going to, because I knew if I say that, and everybody else is going to say, well, the WCC is so bad.
I don't know. I'm going to bet the Zogs.
Please don't.
Also, Toast and me in a boxing match. I mean, Toast goes to the gym. I mean, who'd fuck me up?
Toast his back's out. Toast, you whoop my ass right now. Toast can barely wipe his own ass.
Anyway,
I wipe my
Houston's offense has the ability to go stale at any moment. I mean, we've seen this is a dominant Houston team, right? Well, just look at the last couple of months. How many 6, 7, 8-point games have they played? Like, this is a dominant team that finds themselves in relatively close games all the time. The Zogs seem to be on a mission. Damn it.
I mean, I think that people are making a little bit too much, and I'm not talking about anything specific, but I think people are making too much about like the whole Houston playing in the Big 12. I mean, if you take a look at their last couple weeks of the schedule, there's only 1 or 2 teams there that you would convincingly say, oh yeah, that team's better than Gonzaga.
What is the Big who Oklahoma lost, Kansas lost?
Oh yeah, that's my point.
Big 12 stock is down right now, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So I have to make that point because everybody's going to come back with, well, the WCC is terrible.
Skis in the comments saying Houston.
I mean,
of course, but you can't take what he says seriously. He blinds
won, right? Tech won, BYU won, Arizona won. I mean, let's calm down.
I'm betting the money line Toes.
Poor old little WCC, just with our 2 guys.
Honestly, if the Zogs were going to choke in Zog fashion, it would have been against Georgia. And not only did they not choke, they handled shit. That was
my favorite part is everybody's saying like, oh, no, they're not going to be able to play as well again. Like they're just going to like fall flat on their face and lose by 30.
All right,
hey,
I'm doing it.
WCC has more teams in the round of 32 than the ACC.
That's a fun fact, Scoop.
I mean, only Duke's left in the ACC.
The more you know. All right, last game. Good. Everyone in the comments is on Houston. It's me and Toast.
Shocker.
Stand on the Zogs.
It's a shock community.
Never saw that one coming.
Community knows what they're doing.
All right.
Bunch of crayons in the comments.
Crayons. All right. Interesting game here. I
agree.
I think okay, so what I'm about to say, I think a lot of people are going to be like, duh, you could say the same thing about Gonzaga. I think this is a don't overthink it, Vol smash them. But I also think Gonzaga has a higher ceiling than UCLA does. I'm not really a fan of this UCLA team. This is where I want to be. I haven't bet it yet. I'm willing to listen. I am listening with open ears. Toast, are the Vols the play here?
They would be for me personally. It's a game I didn't bet. I guess I don't really know what to think of UCLA. Obviously, I lost with them in the first round with Utah State. But that's not swaying my decision. I mean, Utah State just didn't even show up. So again, I have a hard time believing that they're going to get the same type of effort out of a Tennessee team that's trying to win a national championship. But again, I don't know. I just don't know where UCLA has any advantage in this game. I guess that's the thing for me. I mean, I guess they're a little bit bigger, but at the same time, I mean, Tennessee plays in the SECs. So I mean, they've seen a lot of big teams other than UCLA. So I don't like the fact that Tennessee doesn't have a big bench. They kind of play like they're 5, 6 guys or 6, 7 guys max. But at the same time, I just don't see any advantages. I think that Ziegler and Lanier are going to be way too much for anybody like Sebastian Mack or Kobe Johnson or Eric Daly. I mean, all these guys, I just don't see it with UCLA. Like, I know I have to keep on saying that, but the more I look at it and the more I look at my notes, I just can't find anywhere to get to UCLA. Unless you think that they're just going to slow this game down and play through their defense and be able to shut Tennessee's offense down. But I mean, Tennessee plays, if not, I mean, way better defense than UCLA. So maybe an under, but I don't see how UCLA keeps this game within 10 points. I honestly think that this could be an absolute dog walk. I don't think UCLA is good at all personally. So again, I didn't bet this game just because I feel like maybe I'm missing something. But yeah, I it's only Tennessee for me.
Scoop.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Alopecia. I don't know why this game. I mean, the game doesn't really interest me much. I think Tennessee can wreck UCLA, really. I completely agree with you, both of you guys. I also wanted to grab it under. I thought it was like 132.5 last night. I don't know what it is now. Still may see if that goes up anymore. But if it's 30.5, I still think it's going to be a slow defensive game. I didn't like UCLA all year, really. They did prove me wrong in the first round. I had Utah State. That was a dog shit pick. I had 2 dog shit picks. That and Liberty was a really good pick yesterday. UCLA just hasn't beat anyone. I lost all respect for them when they lost to Rutgers. They also lost to Minnesota down the stretch, a 4-point Northwestern team. UCLA's offense is all right, but not enough to compete with Tennessee. UCLA has a lack of size. Tennessee down low should have a great day, and rebounding should really easily favor Tennessee. I don't really trust Tennessee's offense enough to really, because UCLA is a great defense. UCLA is great at moving the ball around and great at turnovers, but there's something about UCLA's consistency that just really doesn't make me want to take them at all. So I would take Tennessee in this one. I think it's going to be a double-digit win.
I like Toast under as well. Let's talk about our favorite bets. Everyone, your top pick of the day. Scoop, what is it?
Probably Bradley over Jordan Humps.
I was about to just kick you right off the
Presbyterian. Let's see. Let Toast go first.
Gonzaga money line.
Oh,
You already know. With the world on the other side, me on my own little island. Oh boy.
Scoop, what's your top pick?
I think A&M is my top pick.
If you want the non-homer pick, you can take BYU for me. But I regardless, I really, really like Gonzaga today.
My favorite pick? Damn. I was the one who asked the question. I probably should have thought of an answer first, huh?
So you don't have any underdogs today, or no?
Yeah, I do.
I thought you
Sounds
did.
like you want to be on the Zags train. You're just
You
afraid.
had St. John's.
I think it is Gonzaga. No. Give me
You have Creighton.
Take the Mormons.
No, go right here.
Purdue. It's Purdue. Yep.
I'm fading the sluttiest pick of the day at McNeese. That's my favorite. Let's do a community parlay. I'm just going to put all the games in it. That way everyone can vote. Community parlay. I'm putting McNeese and Purdue in it. I'm putting Arkansas and St. John in it.
Every time I hear the word slut, I think of Shorzy.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Give your balls a tug. Grab yourself a puppers.
Cast your votes. If you're while you're voting, let's bring it up. I did move into second place in my division. Boom. Let's take a quick look at the betting league for this week. Remember, this is a 2-week $300 one. So this is a big segment here. So in the homeless division, USMC vet up top, McIver a close second. Trevor Vandenbosch from the slums is in third place. In medium, you got Southpaw up top. He went 4-0 yesterday, took the lead. You got Bake, Frequent Flyer up there. Selman's up there. In bad plumbing, Cygnus took the lead. He's got a pretty good league in bad plumbing as well. Ace Boogie, Cheeseburger Eddie in second and third. In the Peruvian flute band division, couple heavy hitters here. Renz is up over 4.5 units. Wolf Daddy is up over 4 units. Chia Bets is about 3.5 units. That's the strongest division so far, is the Peruvian Flute Band division, because you also got Edwin close to 3.5 units. Then you go to the Big Hoss division. I am in second place, but Dro is the overall chip leader at 5.18 units. So I'm in second place, but I'm pretty far behind. A long way to go. I could definitely catch him, but he's got a healthy lead. And then in the Cops, over to the Cops, Hans is in first, tied with Eric Shipley, who, I don't know, Shipley out of nowhere is feeding some sharp plays in there. He's been up in the standings multiple weeks now. I don't know what's going on with that. First leg of the community parlay is the Johnnies.
I took two big money line underdogs yesterday in the league. That did not hit.
Wait a second. I think the community parlay hit, by the way, yesterday. It did.
Oh, yeah? Good for us. It was like 210, right?
Yeah. Community parlay going for 2 in a row. I'm going to check to make sure. I don't want to say it hit if it didn't, but I'm pretty sure the community parlay hit yesterday. All right. First leg is St. John's on the money line. Someone said, "Is Dro in the chat?" I'm not sure. You type in, when you submit your picks for the league, you type in your name. So some people just type in a random like secret name, and I only have their email. So like I don't know who they are necessarily. A lot of people use the same name they use in the Discord, so I know who most of the people are, but not everybody.
Some people change their name every week.
Yeah, some people change their name, go with a new nickname every week.
Like Shipley, for instance,
Well,
Gonzaga. He didn't play Gonzaga.
Well,
he didn't want to do all that.
Let's be real. The first 3 times he did it, he put Fraud Gaza, and couldn't even know what he was doing.
He tried to troll Toast and make his name Fraud Zaga, but he actually typed it Fraud Gaza.
Yeah, dyslexia. Yeah.
So
let's just what's not. I mean, this is the same guy that
It's
can't point
Shipley,
out
right?
United States on the map, let alone Japan. So, dude can't even read a map.
Cast your votes. Cast your votes. No, I didn't get a chance to do the UFC video on Thursday, unfortunately. But what's his name? Bill be posting all his stuff on the Sauce Network app like he always does. That's not behind a paywall or anything, so you guys could just go look at that.
Somebody asked if I had a 2-team parlay today. I don't. I like a few of the dogs. I mean, if I had to pick 2 favorites, I don't think probably lose. It's probably St. John's and Tennessee. But again, I'm not betting that or anything like that.
Someone says, until I hit off this channel, no Discord. My man, you are most definitely not wanted in there, so please don't join.
Vancouver money line in the MLS today.
Guy sucks. Gonzaga money line. Houston money line.
Oh, I thought that made the poll. I was like, whoa.
Drake money line. Texas Tech money line. What is the third leg of the community? Of the community parlay. Cast your votes. Cast your votes.
And until he hits, did you not watch? You should have watched the show yesterday, buddy.
Nah, that dude's always trolling. He's been
Learn
watching
ball,
for
bro.
years.
Learn ball.
This is Houston by a mile. Everyone just collectively clicked Houston.
Should be free.
Just St. John's and Tennessee, by the way, together is like -110, so that's not bad in the first place.
He said,
Did you see the super chat?
Yeah.
No,
I can't give him a shout out though. He's way behind, so he wouldn't even hear the shout out I gave him.
Oh,
I just saw it.
All right, what is the last leg of the community parlay? So far, it's St. John's, Tennessee, Houston. Cast your vote.
Brandon Wellman. That was when I knew I was having a good day when New Mexico pulled away, because I thought they were going to end up losing that game and not covering for a second. So, yeah, that one felt very, very good to say the least.
Wait a second. BYU? Really? You guys like it like that?
Damn.
I thought everyone loved Wisconsin.
So did I. What are we doing?
Oh, never
here,
mind.
though?
Wisconsin might have just taken the lead. It's close. It's a battle.
Well, we got Wisconsin's a little bit slow. Their internet's slow, so they're probably like 5 seconds to 10 seconds.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't say Utah's much better. No offense to Utah. I love
Fair.
Salt Lake City.
Oh, yes.
Fair.
He said
Love Salt Lake.
he fast forwarded just to get a shout out. Yeah, man. Bet St.
From
John's.
within.
All hogs are going to heaven today. It's going to be known as the Great American Hog Slaughter. Johnny's up. Everyone's sleeping on the Johnnies. They have been all year. This is our year. We in the Northeast, we don't get much recognition in collegiate sports. I mean,
No, we don't.
that's why we were so fired up about Rutgers beating Miami in the bowl game. Didn't seem like a big deal to others. This is our year. The Northeast, between Rutgers beating Miami in the bowl game and
Really pushing the limit.
and Johnny's winning the Natty here.
Seton Hall going 7-24 was pretty good this year.
The tri-state area is just leaving an irreplaceable stamp on the collegiate sports scene.
No New Jersey college teams in the tournament for the first time in 11 years. That was nice.
But good news for you guys: Bruce Springsteen's dropping a new song tomorrow.
Oh shit!
No, it's not.
Is he playing at the Stone Pony?
Yep,
The Stone
I got my
Pony.
tickets yesterday.
The Stone. What do you know about the Stone Pony, Scoop? You're too far north for that.
Yeah,
Plus 448.
Plus 448. Community parlay is St. John's money line, Tennessee money line, Houston money line, BYU money line plus 448. Thanks everyone for watching. See you all same time tomorrow morning. Hit me up in the Discord if you need me. If you're in the league, you have about 40 minutes to submit your picks for the day. So if you're in the league, go submit your picks by 12. I think the first game's at 12:15. Yeah, 12:15 or 12:10. So you have 35 minutes to submit your picks if you're in the betting league. Wow,
shit.
that guy with the super chats.
Rutgers alum, let's go.
Scoop is a fellow Scarlet Knight.
Oh yeah, Scarlet Knights. We fucking suck today this year.
Everyone, enjoy your day. Let's have some fun. Bet responsibly.